Sales has often been viewed as an opportunity to entertain, play golf, run up exorbitant costs that probably don't justify the expense. How do you respond to that?
Oh, I think that that's a really outmoded idea. In the middle of the 20th century, that probably was a principal operating feature of a sales team. They went out, they visited with people, golfed, had cocktail evenings, and so on. Today's world is very different from that. Your prospects and potential customers expect you to be very respectful of their time. If they invite you out onto the links, that's great. But they're not likely to be that receptive to your suggestion that you spend a few hours with them sort of socializing, unless you already have a pre-existing social relationship. Today's salesperson is really a very interesting mix of things. I mean, you could say in a way that he or she is a hunter, out there looking for quarry. But that metaphor is actually not a full one, because a salesperson today is really also a problem solver. If he or she is hunting anything, it's hunting opportunities to solve problems.
Once the sale has been made, is it on to the next one, or should the salesperson remain with that same customer?
I'm a great believer in developing relationships. Business thrives when relationships are mutually effective and successful. Once you've found a prospect, and once you've converted that prospect into a customer, that person is very important to you. You know, the cost of going out and finding another customer is far greater than doing what you need to do to maintain an existing customer. Now, what does that mean? It just means checking in every once in a while. How are things going? Are you satisfied with the product or the service? In what way can it be improved? A call 3 or 4 months later, hey, Jim, you know, I'm really curious to know what you think about this, because we're about to go into a product improvement cycle and we'd like your input. Those kinds of contacts are appreciated and serve to build the relationship, even if that particular relationship does not itself yield another sale. It can yield a connection to another sale. And so, again, the vitality of a network, and who is more important in your network than your customer?
Should a salesperson spend all of their time with customers and prospects?
That's really not possible today. Today, because of the requirements of sales cycle management, you need to spend a certain amount of time in a kind of an assessment mode. Where am I? How am I doing? What are my principal leads and prospects right now? What has the highest likelihood of being converted into a sale and therefore warrants the most attention? How do I make sure that I'm actually fulfilling what I've promised? Am I keeping track of order fulfillment and so on? And you, as a salesperson, you may yourself not be fulfilling the order, but there's nothing wrong in calling your customer and saying, hey, Jim, did you get that? Was everything all right? So there is a certain amount of work that has to be done in sort of stepping back and sort of looking at what you're doing. There's a lot of wonderful software that makes it really easy, well, feasible, to keep track of your customers. Contact management software, basically, it's called. And it enables you to really be precise about what was the last time you contacted the person, what was the nature of that conversation, and so on. You also need to do a kind of a cost-benefit analysis. You need to step back and really look at what you're doing with your time and assess whether or not that is yielding the most profit for you.